I did what I could. Every time I see your case, I just look and I go, there are a lot of letters.
State your name for the record.
Money Kanangalilua.
Okay.
That's what you said, Judge.
That's exact. Thank you, Miss Apple. I have.
Attempted resisting and obstructing felony RNOs and the malicious destruction of police property, also a felony, to be dismissed. There is no delay.
That is a correct statement, Your Honor.
May I have him sworn?
You solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give be the whole truth and nothing so help you God.
Yes, sir.
State your name.
Money Kanangalilua.
Sir, it is this court's understanding that you're going to plead no contest to 2 charges. Is that your understanding?
Yes, sir.
First of all, you're going to plead to an added count 4 of attempted resisting and obstructing a police officer. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year incarceration and a $1,000 fine plus court costs. You understand that?
Yes.
It's also this court's understanding that you're going to be pleading no contest to the charge of malicious destruction of property 200 to 1,000. That's also a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year incarceration, a $2,000 fine plus court costs. The fine could be increased at 3 times the value of the property, which is otherwise destroyed. If that's greater than $2,000, that would become the maximum fine. You understand that?
Yes.
All right. Do you understand what a no contest plea is?
Yes, I do.
All right. 2 things about it I have to make sure that you understand. First thing you need to understand is that, first of all, means that you're not further desirous or wanting to contest these charges. You understand that? Second thing you need to understand is that for purposes of sentencing, the court would treat you the same as though you had pled guilty. You understand that?
Yes.
All right. Basis for the no contest plea.
Potential civil liability, Your Honor.
Sir, to the charge of attempted resisting and obstructing a police officer, how do you plead?
No contest.
To the charge of malicious destruction of property 200 to 1,000, how do you plead?
No contest.
Now you understand that by pleading no contest, you'll not have a trial of any kind. You signed an advice of rights form, is that correct? Any question about any of those rights? Look at paragraph 5, you'll see a copy on the podium. Those are your rights which are part of a trial. You understand by pleading no contest, you'll be giving up those rights as well as all the rights on that form. You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
Yes.
Are you on probation or parole?
No.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plea?
Nope.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No.
You're doing this voluntarily
Yes, sir.
and of your own free will. Court has been provided and has reviewed Washington County Sheriff's Office report for their case number 22-10744. Any objection to the court having reviewed that report?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
I just want to look for one thing that I didn't have. I think I get it. Based upon a review of that report, the court does find that there's a sufficient factual basis in which the court could determine the defendant's guilt of these offenses. Counsel, have I complied with the court rule?
The people are satisfied.
Defense is satisfied, Your Honor.
Court will accept the defendant's plea of no contest to counts 4 and 5. Counts 1, 2, and 3 are dismissed. Pre-sentence investigation and report is ordered at 14A1 probation. Sentencing in this matter will be November 25th, 2024. What'd you say? 12 p.m.
And Your Honor, just so the record is clear, restitution has been paid in full in this case.
Okay.
That's my Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Bond will continue.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Great. I have to call his name one more time. All right, sir, do me a favor. Stop down when you're walking down on your left-hand side will be our probation department. Stop in and check in there so they can start the process.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Court calls the case, People versus Victor Lewis.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Alexis Erskine, attorney on behalf of Mr. Lewis. It looks like we did not have a good phone number with him, so I don't think he is present in the courtroom. For the record, we'll be requesting an adjournment.
Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond is set in the amount of $10,000. Cash surety. The warrant will issue immediately.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Court calls the case, People versus Jordan Moore.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Mr. Moore, who is present via Zoom. Mr. Moore, can you unmute and state your name for the record, please?
My name is Jordan Moore.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Respectfully requesting an adjournment for the people to check into a potential misdemeanor resolution.
Probable cause conference, November 14th, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond continue.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Take off now.
No, it's not. Court does call the case, People versus Jessica Komanek.
Assistant Public Defender Hannah Apple appearing on behalf of Ms. Komanek. Your Honor, Ms. Komanek did reach out. She went to the wrong courthouse. She is on her way now. I would expect her to be here any moment, and we do have a resolution on her case.
What courthouse?
She went downtown. She called that she was looking for parking and that gave me a clue that she might not be at the right place.
All right, we'll call it in the next. All right, now.
Miss Maggie, can you please unmute? Our number is 1423. We need your assistance with one matter this morning. Can you please raise your right hand to be sworn? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will interpret accurately, completely, and impartially, using your best skill and judgment, and to translate from English into Spanish and from Spanish into English in a manner not before the court to help you that?
I do.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, Maggie. How are you?
Good, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm doing well.
I'm glad.
Court does call the case of the People versus Nixo Sosa.
El tribunal llama el caso de El Pueblo contra Nixo Sosa.
Morgan Poisson for the people.
Morgan Poisson, a nombre del pueblo.
Corshell Feaster, on behalf of my client.
Ocho Fister, a nombre de mi cliente.
State your name.
Diga su nombre.
Nixon Iván Flores Sosa.
Nixon Iván Flores Sosa.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Sosa has provided us with some voicemails. We need to have those translated from Spanish to English before we're ready to proceed. If we could have a brief adjournment, please.
Gracias, su señoría. El señor Flores Sosa nos ha proporcionado unos correos de voz, mensajes de voz, pero necesitamos traducirlos del español al inglés. Agradeceríamos un breve aplazamiento para eso.
Matter will be adjourned to November 21st, 2024, 9 a.m. or as your invite indicates.
Se aplaza el caso para el 21 de noviembre de 2024 a las 9 a.m. o según lo indique la notificación.
Bond continued. Thank you.
Continúa la misma fianza. Gracias.
All right. Maggie, thank you.
Thank you, Your
Wonderful
Honor.
job as usual.
Thank you for your services. Good day.
Take care. Is that it for us?
Did you
What?
call the Melissa Milken? Or did that get moved?
Who?
How you called her earlier?
Who?
Melissa Milliken?
Why, are you missing one?
I am missing one.
Why?
That's my
What
name.
happened?
I
Did
don't-
somebody else cover it for you?
It's in this block. I've been here.
Mr. Romel substituted
He
in.
stole it from me.
Well, no, good. Nice of you from 9 o'clock to catch up now, Beaster.
I wasn't looking for it.
No, it's fine. Boy, I love the way you keep on top of
I'm
things.
telling you, Judge, I'm dropping the ball.
All right.
Thank you. He stole it from me.
Uh-oh.
She's here.
Who's here? Where?
I didn't notice it.
She's here?
Yeah.
She's here? I'm not waiting, I'm going. What is all of that?
Oh, it looks like a plea form, Your Honor.
Get this case off your docket, move right along. Rush hour.
Quit trying to butter me up, Apple.
Yeah, but I will put a red check mark on it for you. Late.
Court does call the case, People versus Jessica Komanek.
Assistant Public Defender Hannah Apple appearing on behalf of Ms. Komanek. Can you please state your name for the record?
Jessica Komanek.
Our here today for PCC. Unfortunately, Ms. Komanek is not a resident of Washtenaw County, so she's not a good candidate. She can be accepted in any of our treatment programs that we have here. And there is no available program for her, as my understanding of home county. We have made an offer for her to plead to 2 counts of use of controlled substance, to it cocaine and fentanyl, to dismiss the possession of controlled substance counts. There are no other agreements.
That is a correct statement, Your Honor.
May I have her sworn?
Right hand. You solemnly swear and affirm the testimony about the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, I do. Jessica Komanek.
All right, ma'am, it is this court's understanding that you're gonna plead no contest to 2 charges, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And one is count 3 would be the use of a controlled substance, that being cocaine. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year incarceration and $2,000 fine plus court costs. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The added count 4 is use of a controlled substance, that being fentanyl. And that is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year incarceration at the $2,000 fine plus court costs. You understand that?
Yes.
All right. Do you understand what a no contest plea is?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Two things about it I have to make sure that you understand. The first thing is that it means that you're not further desirous or wanting to contest these charges. You understand that?
Yes.
Second thing you need to understand is that for purposes of sentencing, the court would treat you the same as though you had pled guilty. You understand that?
Yes.
You also understand that while I'm taking your plea, I would not be your sentencing judge, and you would be sentenced before Judge Freshour at the 14A4 District Court. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Basis for the no contest plea?
Lack of recollection, Your Honor.
All right. So understanding all of that, to the charge of use of a controlled substance, that being cocaine, how do you plead?
No contest.
To that same charge, the drug involving fentanyl, how do you plead?
No.
Now, you understand that by pleading no contest, you will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes.
You had signed, did you sign an advice of rights form?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, you did. You signed an advice of rights form. Do you have any questions regarding any of those rights?
No, sir.
All right. You'll see a copy on the podium. Look at paragraph 5. Those are your rights which are part of a trial. You understand that by pleading no contest, you're giving up those rights as well as all the rights on that form.
Yes.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
Yes.
Are you on probation or parole?
No, sir.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead?
No.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No.
You're doing this voluntarily?
Yes.
And of your own free will? Yes. Court has been provided Milan Police Department report for their case number 231540. Any objection to the court reviewing that report?
No, Your Honor. This courthouse. So the court date he's gonna give you. I know, it's confusing. Now it goes because it's gonna be this to me. You're okay. So when you leave here, call this number and schedule an appointment to complete an interview. And then that's the address where you're sentenced. It's gonna give you a sentencing date already.
Based upon a review of that report, the court does find that there's a sufficient factual basis in which the court could determine the defendant's guilt of these offenses. Counsel, have I complied with the court?
Defense is satisfied, Your Honor.
Court will accept the defendant's plea of no contest to counts 3 and 4. Counts 1 and 2 are dismissed. Pre-sentence investigation, screening and assessment is ordered at 14A4. Sentencing in this matter will be November 26, 2024. 9 a.m. before Judge Freshour. Bond.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have any?
Now is that it? Miss Apple has gotten her clients out of the way. All right. The court's gonna stand in recess and they're bringing up Mr. Barney's client. Okay. All right. Okay, court's in recess.
All rise.
18th District.
Yes, sir.
Still wish to plead no contest?
Yes.
To the charge of operating while intoxicated, how do you plead?
No contest.
To the charge of failure to stop an ID at a personal injury accident, how do you plead?
No contest.
Now, you understand that by pleading no contest, you'll not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, sir.
Have you signed an advice of rights form? Did we execute one? We probably did not. Because you're not having a trial, you're giving up certain rights. You're giving up your right to call witnesses to speak for you at trial or to have this court compel their attendance. You're giving up your right to see, hear, and question all witnesses against you at trial. You're also giving up your right to be a witness for yourself or to remain silent, not have that silence used against you. And you're giving up your right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
Yes, sir.
Are you on probation or parole?
Probation, I think.
Were you on probation at the time of this offense?
No.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead?
No.
Has anybody threatened you or coerced you?
No.
You're doing this voluntarily
Yes, sir.
and of your own free will.
Yes, sir.
Court has been provided and has reviewed Ann Arbor Police Department report for their case number 24-1058. Any objection from counsel to the court having reviewed that report?
None from the people.
None from the defense, Your Honor.
Based upon a review of that report, the court does find that there's a sufficient factual basis in which the court could determine the defendant's guilt of these two offenses. Counsel, have I complied with the court rule and would it be proper to accept this defendant's plea?
People are satisfied.
Defense is satisfied, Your Honor.
Court will accept the defendant's pleads to counts 2 and 3. Count 1 is dismissed. Pre-sentence investigation and report and screening and assessment is ordered at 15th District Court probation. Sentencing in this matter will be November 22nd, 2024. I'm sorry, 10 a.m. Thank you. 10 a.m. before Judge Ferry. As the bond.
Your Honor, presently, my client is incarcerated. However, I spoke with the mother of his child. I spoke with his job. He's indicated to me that the rationale that the court used in incarcerating him is because of his use of marijuana. He recognizes now that not only is he not going to use marijuana, he needs to get a bond so that he could take care of his son and his significant other. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
What I will do, I hope you learned something from this. When you give the court your word, you're going to do something, you need to do it.
Okay. Yes, sir.
The problem is that you're going to run into a problem with Judge Perry if you act that way, just like you ran into a problem with me. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Grant the motion for reconsideration of the bond. I will reinstate the defendant's previous bond as well as those conditions, including his testing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Understand? Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Does that conclude this matter?
It does, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Always a pleasure, Mr. President.
Pleasure's all mine, Your Honor.
Everything a pleasure. Oh, no, feaster. Court does call the case, People versus Travis Goebel.
Your Honor, David Chan, on behalf of Travis Goebel, who's standing right next to me. Name for the record,
Travis Goebel.
Thank you. All right, I have before me a plea form. Is that what we're doing today?
Yes, we are.
All right. Does this encompass both? Oh, gotcha. Okay. So the plea form here indicates that the defendant will be pleading, it doesn't say how. Is he going to be pleading guilty to this?
Correct, Your Honor.
Pleading guilty to the charge of attempted unlawful use of a motor vehicle. That's is this a felony plea? It should be a 1 year, 750.
Yes, please. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. It was Shan's fault.
There's probably a really good chance that's true.
What?
There's probably a really good chance that's true.
It's absolutely true because Miss Hughes doesn't make mistakes.
Same thing happens at home.
All right. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year incarceration and a $750 fine plus court costs. Upon a successful plea to that charge, then count 1 would be dismissed. There's further agreement that case 24 FB 1021, the other matter before the court today, would be dismissed. That's the court's full understanding of the agreement.
And then on the passcode, Your Honor, could you add A to 750.414A so we can enter it?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Got it. All right.
And that is our understanding as well, Your Honor.
May I have him sworn?
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
State your name.
Travis Chase Goebel.
All right. Sir, it is this court's understanding that you're going to be pleading guilty to the charge of attempted unlawful use of a motor vehicle. Correct? That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year incarceration and or a $750 fine plus court costs. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand also, sir, that while I'm taking your plea, I would not be your sentencing judge and you would be sentenced before Judge Washington in the 14B District Court. You understand that?
Yes.
Understanding all of that, do you still wish to plead guilty?
Yes.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Now, you understand that by pleading guilty, you'll not have a trial of any kind.
Yes.
You signed an advice of rights form, is that correct?
Yes.
Any questions regarding any of those rights?
No.
On the podium, you'll see a copy of one. Please look at paragraph 5. Those are your rights which are part of a trial. You understand that by pleading guilty, you'll be giving up those rights as well as all the rights on that form.
Yes.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal a right.
Yes.
Are you on probation?
No.
Are you on parole?
No.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead guilty?
No.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No.
You're doing this voluntarily
Yes.
of your own free will
Yes.
and because you believe that you are indeed guilty of this offense? November 14, 2023, at the location of 2511 Hearthside Drive, Ypsilanti Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan. What did you do on that date involving a vehicle involving Tamaria Easton, that makes you think that you're guilty of this offense.
I took a vehicle without permission.
All right. And you drove that vehicle away?
Yes, I did.
All right. And as you said, you didn't, and Ms. Easton is the owner of that vehicle?
Yes, Your Honor.
And didn't have her permission to do
Yes,
so.
Your Honor.
Counsel, have I complied with the court rule? Would it be proper to accept this defendant's plea?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Defense is satisfied, Your Honor. Thank you.
Court will accept the defendant's plea of guilty to count two. Count one is dismissed. Pre-sentence investigation and report is ordered on that case at 14B probation. Sentencing will be
December 12th at 10 a.m. with Judge Washington.
December 12th, 2024, 10 a.m. before Judge Washington. Also, the court should note that the case ending in 1021 is also dismissed pursuant to this plea agreement.
Thank you, Your Honor.
This matter bond will continue. Thank you.
Travis just got 8 months sober on the 28th of October,
He did?
which may be a new
Thank
world
you.
record.
Congratulations, young
But
man.
I need to thank this court for allowing us time to get this stuff cleaned up and give him an opportunity to turn his life around.
Thank you.
But you really, you gave him a chance and he's taken advantage of it.
Wonderful. It's always good to hear. How's it feel?
Feels great.
Does it?
Yeah.
Remember that feeling and just keep that feeling up, and we'll always want that feeling. It
Thank you.
helps a little bit, right? All right. Take care, young man.
Thank you.
Sorry. That one. This one. Court does call the case, People versus Kurt Bender.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Sanford Shulman, P4 3230, appearing on behalf of with Kurt Bender. Dance to my right. Tell us your name, sir.
Kurt Bender. Thank you.
Judge, we're here for a PCC,
Yes, sir.
and we're respectfully requesting a adjourned date to obtain the discovery. I may have failed to inquire to the proper email address, but that's correct, and so that may help move this along. We anticipate a waiver of the exam. I just want to go over the discovery with them.
Understood. 21st work for you, sir.
Whatever date you say. Is that good? Yes.
Probable cause conference, November 21st, 2024, 9 a.m. or as your invite indicates, bond will continue.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Court calls case People versus James Buggy. Oh, boy.
It wouldn't be Halloween, Judge, if I wasn't here. Come on now. Christina Constantino appearing on behalf of Mr. Buggy, and happy Halloween, Judge.
And
Good
to
see
you.
James Buggy. Good
Thank-
afternoon, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon. All right, what are we doing?
Judge, this is the date and time set for PCC. At this time, we're asking to have this matter set for an exam, and discovery is complete as far as we're aware.
People have their witnesses available to 12?
Judge,
What?
I would not.
What?
I would certainly not.
Whoa.
I would certainly not pick my ass.
Wow. Feel that bus going. Go ahead.
Well, Judge, on November 12th, I will be performing my civic duty as an American citizen, and I will be doing a jury duty that day.
Ain't
So,
nobody picking you. No. Oh, I didn't mean
I
that.
expect I will be swiftly dismissed, but that is where I have to.
She's gonna be there about a minute.
I would think, but
Okay, so will the 19th work? Or do you
Yes,
think you're
Judge.
actually gonna sit on a jury?
Nope, that would be
Okay.
great. Thank you.
Preliminary examination in person will be set November 19th, 2024 at 9 a.m. That is before Judge Barr. Bond will continue.
Thank you very
you.
much, Judge. You have a good rest of your day.
You do the same. Court does call the case of the People versus Jeffrey Penns.
That's the one with people.
Judge Lawrence Margolis, on behalf of Jeffrey Penns and his caretaker wife, may she approach as well?
Yes. One of
Mrs. Penns, please state your name for the court.
Jeffrey Penns.
All right.
Juana Sanchez Pence.
Hello.
Afternoon, Your Honor. Today's date and time set for an adjourned PCC. We had held this pending a competency evaluation, which was received yesterday. I don't know if the court had an opportunity to review it yet. Since receiving that, I have also received notice that there was a bond violation notice filed in this case, and I had also filed a motion to withdraw from the matter, but that may or may not be necessary depending on what happens today and what we do from here. And if Your Honor would like us to approach on this, I'm happy to. You read the competency?
Not all of it, no. All right. I see the opinion of the, all right. So which one of these did you want to try to take first? Well, I think we have to deal with the competency issue first, quite frankly.
Yes, Your Honor. At that point, the people have received the order from the, or excuse me, the evaluation and report from the Center for Forensic Psychiatry. We have no additional evidence. We would stipulate to its submission.
Given that he's not competent to proceed, I was
with an unlikelihood that he would be restored.
Correct. I was hoping that the people would be inclined to agree to dismiss the cases.
Well, a couple of things in our office, Your Honor. So we would be requesting that could happen. Sounds to me like defense counsel is also stipulating to that report based on the representation that
of course
the defendant is not competent as well.
We would judge.
The court would find that the defendant is at this time not competent to stand trial and unlikely to gain competency within the statutory period. And upon presentation of an order to that effect, Mr. Margolis signed that order. I will set a competency review hearing. Well, set it to statutory time. Give me 90 days on
January 30th.
Set one January 30th, 2024, 25, excuse me, at 9 a.m.
I just spoke with Mrs. Pence, and she has advised that she would like me to advise the court that I want to withdraw my motion to withdraw from this case. Bless you.
I'm glad, because otherwise I was going to deny it in any event.
Understood.
So
no objection, no problem.
All right. Okay, so the other problem I think that we have then is the bond violation. I don't know if anybody wants to say anything about that to me. I mean,
if the people, I defer to Ms. Lundy.
Well,
initially.
I'm going to let you guys say what you want to say. Then I'm going to say what I got to say.
No, I leave it in the court's discretion. The court is very familiar with the case. And
well, I guess one question I do have is out of that, is there going to be additional charges? And I know that's maybe an unfair question to ask, but part of my reason for asking that is not the hearing before, but the very first hearing. There were people trying to tell Mr. Pence that he couldn't do certain things and wanted this court's backing in saying that. I won't go through my words exactly, but I think I made it very clear that this gentleman is in part, I get to do what I get to do because he did what he did, and he's a veteran. And if he wants to sit in the middle of his driveway and say nothing, he can middle of his driveway and do it. That's just my feeling. And I think I made that clear. Here's what troubles me with this bond violation. The subject matter of, I think, this case, at some point, one of the cases, was some flowers or foliage at the end of a driveway. And that led to charges. Now, I'm not going to speak on that, but also what was real clear to me was that there was an issue regarding the driveway. Mr. Pence being in his driveway. He's not trespassing, he's just in his driveway. When I look at the report, I don't want to say anything that influences what the people do with this case. They've got the report. You guys will do what you're going to do. But I don't know why, knowing that for whatever reason, the driveway is important to Mr. Pence. And it doesn't matter what the reason is, it just is. That one would then take and try to place him in a position where he does something by putting something right next to that driveway. It makes no sense. And quite frankly, to then do that, and once he does what, quite frankly, one might suspect he would do, to then call the police and try to file charges against a man in his it's just cruel. It's just cruel. And I am not going to be a part of any of that cruelty. I am not going to find that this is a violation of anything that this court has ordered him to do or not do. He is, if I could say that of his own volition and his own free will that he was failing to follow this court's orders, then certainly anybody that knows me knows I would hold him accountable for that. But he is not intending to violate any order of this court, not show his neighbors or me any disrespect. And I'm going to show him the respect he deserves. And I'm going to find that there's no violation in that report. So the court will not find that there's a violation.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Our new date is January 30th, 2025.
Yes, and his bond will continue.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'll have an order for the court. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Hold on. What? Why, they didn't speak loud enough? Oh, you guys didn't unmute me? Okay, I'll do this again. People of the state of Michigan versus Hassan Ansari.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Nicholas Monterez on behalf of Mr. Ansari. In the place of attorney of record, Mr. George Brown. Mr. Ansari is on Zoom. Ansari, can you please?
Mr. Ansari, can you state your name, please, sir?
Hassan Ansari.
Thank you. All right, what are we doing?
Your Honor, time and date set for an adjourned probable cause conference. Filling in for Mr. Brown, my understanding is that he spoke with the people regarding this matter and that there was an agreement to allow Mr. Ansari to travel for work to Detroit and Chicago. So I'd like to start there with the court to see if the court would be willing to allow that.
One moment, Your Honor. I think further something else that indicates that. My understanding is I'm covering this case for today. I thought we are going to have a waiver and that was it. So I guess I'd have to pass for a moment to look through it.
That's not a problem. And we will have a waiver as well.
Maybe we can start with that.
All right.
Find out.
So he's waiving his right to preliminary examination.
That's correct, Your Honor. And I've spoken at length with him about that.
All right. Mr. Ansari, is that correct, sir?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. You understand that a preliminary examination is a proceeding where the people would have to show by probable cause that the offenses alleged were committed and that you committed them.
Yes, that's correct.
You understand that you'll not have that hearing and you'll proceed to circuit court for further resolution.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. People also waive their right. Preliminary examination having been waived, defendant is bound over to circuit court on both counts. Counsel, you acknowledge receipt of the information and waive its reading?
I do, Your Honor.
And your client stands mute at this time?
Correct, Your Honor.
Defendant every waive form or reading standing mute. Court will enter a not guilty plea. Pretrial will be set for
January 8th at 1:30 before Judge Conlon.
January 8th, 2025, 1:30 before Judge Conlon.
Your Honor, and I apologize. I was unable to hear the people. Will this court, prior to passing jurisdiction, be dealing with the ability of Mr. Ansari to travel?
No, I understand what you're saying, and so the matter is still before me at this point, but go ahead.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. I apologize. Go right ahead.
I just checked in with if you recommend Miyaki, this is her case, and it appears that she did agree because he works out of state.
That he can travel. Okay, so
Travel
what?
permission, so I'll have to trust counsel's representation. That's what.
Travel from where to where?
From California, San Francisco, specifically to Detroit on this coming Tuesday, Your Honor, to then travel from Detroit to Chicago on Wednesday, and from Chicago back to San Francisco on Thursday.
I know, of course, counsel knows this, and I'm sure she made us fine aware, but just want to reiterate that all the bond conditions would still apply and be extra careful about.
Yes. So he's going to California to Chicago to Detroit.
Other way around, Your Honor. He lives in California. He'll be traveling to Detroit first on Tuesday, from Detroit to Chicago on Wednesday, and from Chicago back to California on Thursday.
Those are the three. He's going to three cities, basically, right? He lives in California or wherever in California. He's going to Detroit and he's going to Chicago. Between what dates is he doing that travel?
Your Honor, he will be leaving from California on Tuesday, November 5th. He will be leaving from Detroit to Chicago on Wednesday, November 6th, and he will be returning to California from Chicago on Thursday, November the 7th.
So he just needs to travel for 3 days, the 5th through the 7th.
That's my understanding, Your Honor.
Defendant may travel November 5th through November 7th to California, Chicago. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a nice day.
You do the same. Court calls the case People versus Josephine Bartlett.
On behalf of Mr. Martin, who is approaching the podium and will be standing correct. Please tell the judge your name.
Shaquille Martin.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Today's the date and time set for probable cause conference. I was just appointed yesterday afternoon. I have received discovery, at least the initial discovery, and so I'm asking for a brief adjournment at this point. I have tendered the form to your staff.
November 21st, 2024, 9. Or as your invite indicates, bond continued.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. The court calls the case of the People versus Brazia Jackson. Do we have another? We do? Okay. Brazia Jackson?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Charlotte Steffen on behalf of Ms. Jackson. Ms. Jackson, can you please unmute yourself and turn your camera on and state your name?
Brazia Jackson.
All right, what are we doing in this case?
Your Honor, we are respectfully requesting an adjournment of the probable cause conference. We do not have discovery yet.
All right, probable cause conference will be adjourned to November 21st, 2024, 9 a.m. or as your invite indicates, bond will continue.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. And who do I have? Jeez, got it. Court calls the case People versus Jenny Liu.
Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Ms. Liu. Ms. Liu, can you please state your name for the record?
Jenny Liu.
Thank you.
Your Honor, Ms. Liu has 2 cases before Your Honor. She also has a misdemeanor that's pending that's scheduled for the 6th. She's been referred to our
Before
social
me.
workers. Yes, before Your Honor.
Okay.
She's been referred to our social workers. We're trying to get a mitigation report together, so I'd ask for an adjournment for that purpose.
Okay, so how long are we looking for that?
I think the timing is 4 to 6 weeks, Your Honor. Because she's at Huron Valley, it may be longer, seeing as we have to schedule visits and things like that. I'd ask for at least 4 weeks.
December 5th, is that a date? December 5th, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That's it for you, Perny. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. That's it. I've been up here for an hour, right?
Do I have any more? Court does call the case. People versus Taiwan Griggs.
Back. Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Mr. Griggs, Your Honor, who I believe is not here. We did.
You believe it's not here?
I actually know he's not here. I should have said. He is inpatient at Beaumont Psych. We did speak to his sister, who's his legal guardian, and she confirmed that his misdemeanor attorney in 1482 also spoke with the doctors at Beaumont, and they confirmed that he's there. We just haven't received any documentation, but given all that, we'd ask for an adjournment. We do not know when he'll be released from the hospital at this point, though.
Any objection to the adjournment? Believer. Never mind. November 21st, 2024, 9 a.m. Where's your invite indicates bond continue.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Mr. Martin.
Bringing up, oh, he needs to speak with, okay. All right, that's fine. Court calls the case People versus Reggie Harrell.
Assistant Public Defender, really on behalf of Mr. Reggie Harrell, Your Honor. Mr. Harrell, state your name for the
Reggie
record,
Harrell.
please. Your Honor, today the date is set for a probable cause conference. We respectfully request that this matter be set for preliminary examination.
Discovery is complete.
To our knowledge, Your Honor.
And people have their witnesses available to 12?
I hope so, Your Honor. If for some reason I find out that the victim's unavailable, I will let the defense know immediately.
Correct. Preliminary examination in person, November 12th, 2024, 9 a.m. That is before Judge Burke. Bond will continue. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court calls case of the People versus Anthony Harris.
Assistant Public Defender Hannah Apple appearing on behalf of Mr. Harris. Mr. Harris, will you state your name for the record?
Anthony here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, we are asking that this matter be set for a preliminary exam.
Discovery is complete.
To our knowledge, yes.
Would the people have their witnesses available the 12th?
Try, and I'll let the board counsel know.
All right.
And Your Honor, I would like to place on the record the offer that was made in this case.
Okay.
The offer was to plead to count 2, child abuse in the 4th degree, with sentence agreement to total length of probation and including parenting classes. We would then dismiss count 1, child abuse in the 3rd degree. Child abuse in the 3rd degree is a 2-year felony.
And for the record, Your Honor, I did discuss that offer with my client, and he still wishes to have this matter set for a preliminary exam.
So that offer's rejected.
Correct.
Yeah. Preliminary examination, November 12th, 2024, 9 a.m. That's in person before Judge Balvo.
You said on November 12th, Your Honor.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bond continued.
Thank you.
Court calls the case of the people versus Jonathan Jackson.
Lauren Brown, Deputy Public Defender, appearing with and on behalf of Mr. Jackson, who approaches the podium. Sir, state your name for the record.
Jonathan Jackson.
Thank
Your Honor, we are respectfully requesting that this matter be set for preliminary examination
Your discovery is complete.
to the best of our knowledge. Your Honor.
People have their witnesses available the 12th.
I believe so, Your Honor.
Preliminary examination in person, November 12th, 2024, 9 a.m. That is before Judge Burke. Before Judge Burke.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Bond continue. I thought it was. Oh, wait. It's okay. I just. Court calls the case, people versus Terry Jones.
Assistant Public Defender Hannah Apple appearing on behalf of Mr. Jones, who's approaching now. Mr. Jones, will you please state your name for the record?
Terry Jones.
Your Honor, we are asking that this matter be set for a preliminary examination.
Before I do that, I have a violation report.
Yes, Your Honor, I did receive that yesterday. I had an opportunity to speak with Mr. Jones regarding that. He informed me that the last date that he missed, he showed up to community corrections at 4:32, and so he was unable to test that day. I did discuss with him Mr. Jones, I'm sorry. I did discuss with him the positive test and the court's concern regarding that as he doesn't have marijuana card. He indicates that his levels should be going down, but that he was a very regular user prior to being on bond.
So if I get level, they'll go down.
You have to say yes.
Yes, sir.
When's your next test set? Do you know?
This afternoon.
You want this set for prelim?
Yes, Your Honor.
And your discovery is complete. People have their witnesses available the 12th. Preliminary examination in person, November 12th, 2024, 9 a.m. That is before Judge. Bond continued.
Thank you, Your Honor. Make sure you go to your test today, okay? I'll see you on the test. Thank you.
I'm going to indicate he's not to have any more missed tests. So
Understood.
court does call the case, people versus Calvin King.
Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender Lauren appearing on behalf of Mr. King. Please state your name for the record.
Calvin King.
Thank you.
You know, we're asking to set this for a preliminary examination.
Discovery is complete.
Yes.
People have their witnesses available to 12. Preliminary examination in person, November 12th, 2024, 9 a.m. before Judge Burke. Bond continued.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Court calls case, people versus Crystal Kissinger.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Ms. Kissinger approaching. Please state your name. Thank you, Your Honor. We're respectfully requesting a 2 to 3 week adjournment. I have discussed this matter with the people and they are going to check with their officer in charge about a potential misdemeanor resolution.
Cause conference will be adjourned November 21st, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond continued with its conditions. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court calls case, people versus Amani Kayalawa. Hey, I did what I could.